dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall underground. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. From the industry to the Oval Office, we expose the darkest motives of them all and disclose what the protocol is. Thinking and moving logical, stopping every maneuver possible, and apologizing for truth is not optional. We gon' help you with what you go through, reshape and mold you, and sweep over them weak lies they told you. If you living with no clue, we gon' deprogram the old you, and you get to keep your soul
What
too.
up, man? It's your big brother K Reno.
And it's your boy Key Stove.
And y'all are tuned in to another episode of the Underground Dialogue Podcast where the name speaks for itself. And tonight,
Yeah, man.
sitting in the legend seat, man, this brother here, every time I talk to him, he refers to me as OG. What's up, OG? What's up? But he's an OG as well.
Yeah.
He's been in the DJing game, man, for decades. He's one of the more noted and well-known DJs we've had out of the city. But more importantly, he's a DJ who is still rooted in my opinion, in the original principles of what a DJ should be. And he still holds true to those principles today. But he's also has transformed himself into a workout fitness guru, a fitness fanatic, focusing on how himself and black men can take care of their health. This brother is very knowledgeable. He's very supportive of everybody in the city. He wants what's best for the city, always looking out for the culture. My brother, DJ 2D, what's up, family member?
Yes, D, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm glad to have you here, man. We're doing a lot better, man. I want to jump right to it because, but I'll hold off on that. I kind of want to give people a backdrop on you because, you've been doing this for a long time, you know, even though you still look like a young cat, but you've been doing this for a long, long time. When got you into DJing? When did you get into it, and what made you say, I want to be a DJ?
Well, first off, I'm fully a part of the hip hop culture as a whole. I've done every aspect of hip hop except the graffiti part. I've never been good with any type of drawing or anything like that. I've always been a word person.
Yeah.
Pictures, that hadn't been my thing until I got, with the camera or whatever.
So you good with
But,
breakdancing?
Yeah, I used to do that.
Okay.
And he can rap.
Oh, shit.
I forgot to mention that part. Yeah, he's a very skilled rapper. Yeah.
Yeah. So like in elementary, when everybody was playing with blocks, I was spinning on my back and whatnot. So that's always been my thing. And so I got interested in it through that. And even before I started DJing, I used to notice that, like, when I would listen to people like Walter D on the radio, I could tell what song was getting ready to come in before everybody else in the car.
Really?
So I kind of had certain, I'd be like, hey, they finna play this, watch. And then they come in, they'd be like, how you know that?
Yeah.
So it was like, I kind of had certain instincts from the beginning, and my whole family, is involved in music. My mom, she was a singer. She ended up performing Raising in the Sun at the White House when she was a kid. My uncles played in the band. I had another uncle that was a DJ, although he wasn't the one that taught me. My family like literally invented Zydeco. So
wow.
Yeah, let's elaborate on that. Like, we can't gloss past that. You say your family invented Zydeco, man. Let's get to the backstory on that.
Yeah, so if you Google a person by the name of Ahmed Adwan, that's one of my distant relatives, and he was the inventor of Zydeco.
Wow.
And so when you speak of people like Chris Adwan, Marcus Adwan, Sean Adwan, all them people, them, we don't have a close relationship because there's actually a lot of people with my last name,
Right.
but they are family. And, so music in general kind of runs in my family to an extent. So I've always had musical instincts. And even before I had my music, I had my mama's music. So all the stuff that she was into, Marvin Gaye and Al Green and Donny Hathaway and all that kind of stuff. So when rap, came on the scene, I dove right into it head first. So, you know, I've always collected music and things like that. So at first, you know, it just started out with me rapping. You know, I've been rapping since I was 3. I've been writing my own rhymes since I was 5. So, you know, when I grew up on your music, I remember one time we had me and him and the guy by the name of Ghetto Paparazzi from
Master Flex.
from the studio. We had a cipher in front of Soundwaves for like an hour.
That
In
famous
front of Soundwave, right there on Cross Symbols.
Okay, yeah.
Right there.
Right next to Hunger Farm.
Yeah, where Northline used to
Yeah.
yeah, so, you know, people like Wicked Cricket, and I've always been, you know, really deep and embedded into the culture, and I'm a nerd too, so I become a student of anything I'm interested in. So like I was reading the rap magazines, all the rap pages, Source and Murder Dog and Ozone magazines, and I was getting all the magazines, reading all the books, watching all the videos. I was winning all the dance contests because while everybody around Houston knew the Houston dances, I was watching, you know, You on TV Raps, and I would record them and learn every dance on there. So when people would come to my house and get me before I was known for rapping or DJing in my neighborhood, I was known for dancing. So like the kids would come and get me. Somebody would come visit from the neighborhood from California, like he say he can dance. They come get me. Hey, can he come outside? He say he could beat him dancing. And every time you go to the dance, the one in the middle of the circle, I'm the one in the middle of the circle.
Wow.
So like when we used to celebrate holidays as a kid, you know, me and my cousins would get together and I would choreograph a dance routine, and then we would come perform for all the adults, and we did that every year. And then that evolved into the rapping and the talent shows and things of that nature. So, you know, I used to perform. I used to have a Juneteenth festival at the Middle Outdoor Theater, perform there for thousands of people, like 3, 4, 5 times. So, you know.
Was it a DJ that you saw, whether it be in Houston or on TV, that was like, sparked something like, man, I got to do that? Inspiration, a particular DJ, or just the coach yourself kind of just pulled you into that?
Well, I always had DJs that I admired, you know, Jazzy Jeff, of course, from, you know, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Walter D, you know, back in the game. I remember when he had his own song on the radio, that Walter.
Ray Barnett,
yeah. So, you know, people like that, and even you know, beyond that, like GT, you know, I always admire, you know, his skills, whatever. Of course, OG Michael Watts, DJ Screw, people like that, you know, that kind of goes without saying. Especially like, you know, with me with Watts is one thing to, you know, admire from afar, another thing to be standing there when he's doing it. So, you know, when you get to see, I know I imagine, you know, for the people that's a part of the Screwed Up clique or grew up around Screw, you know, it's one thing to hear a Screw tape. It's another thing to watch him making one. It's like, you know.
How'd you get around Watts?
Well, I've been knowing him, you know, for a long time, and we saw each other in passing, you know, through different events and stuff. But we got close over the last like 3 or 4 years. But I first met him. I remember we did a collaboration, a promo together between a DJ crew I used to have back then, which was DJs in the Hood. Shout out to all the DJs in the Hood members, and Swisher House, where we kind of made these signs to put out to kind of, you know, people could find the social media and stuff like that through the signs. And so we did that when we first met each other. And I used to tell this story all the time. When we first met each other, whatever, it was at the Ozone Awards. And first thing he said to me was, "What up, Spark Dog?" And anybody that know, Spark Dog is a rapper out of Killeen.
Okay.
And so he mistook him
He
for another person.
Yeah.
So so that's funny. Me and Spark Dog kind of, I used to call him my twin, and we kind of had a little inside joke with that because he made that mistake or whatever. And then so a lot of people end up getting upset behind that, but me, I just took it as I hadn't done enough for him to recognize me yet, and so I decided every time I saw him, I would introduce myself. So from that point on, I was like, "Hey, how you doing? You know, Watson, you know, I'm Too Deep. You know, what's going on? I'm DJ Too Deep. Hey, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Too Deep." At a certain point in time, he got to the point where like, "Nigga, I remember who you are."
Right.
And I was like, mission accomplished. I did what I was supposed to do.
I know who you are. You Spark Dog.
In that DJ lane, in that DJ world back then, well, most of the DJs really opened you know, collaborating or getting to know each other like that?
For the most part,
Yeah.
but I didn't come in inspired by a DJ. I have, DJs I admired, but I came in as a result of not wanting to go to jail. That's how I came into DJing, because before I was selling drugs, and it was like I was mainly selling drugs to be able to do music. And after I caught cases and situations happen, it was like I got to find something else to do. And it was like I already had a bunch of music. So when I was doing what I was doing in the streets, I'd be like, it's like a little hole in the wall club in my neighborhood. They jukebox broke down. I had all this music. I started playing my music in the club while I was on the corner across the street doing my stuff in the street. I'd be running in here playing music, run over here, hitting my licks or whatever. And then it got to a point where a lot of the people who was selling bricks and selling heavier drugs was booking me to DJ their parties because they knew me from the corner.
Right.
And so it kind of grew from that. And then one of the people who was in the street that was having a party, he booked a bartender from Mr. A's to be the bartender for his party, and I was DJing there. And so he referred me to Mr. Ashley, which is the owner, and that kind of got that started.
What year was that? Because I remember 2 questions. Were you the original DJ of Hood Night? And what year did you come into Mr. A's?
I can't remember exactly what year I came in. I want to say it was around 2001 or 2, something like that. And there was 2 iterations of Hood Night.
Okay.
Because the DJ that was there before me was actually Jack Frost.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I think the first time they had Hood Night, it came around when Boys in the Hood came out.
Okay.
That's what kind of motivated them to create that night then. But then they brought it back again when a guy by the name of Chris, who was the owner of Harlem Nights,
right,
he did a partnership with Mr. A's to do a split on the night. And so, they paid for the radio, paid for this, whatever, and then they would get the door and the owner would get the bar. At some point in time, the partnership dissolved, so he started, carrying it for the rest of the time, and it's still going right now.
Man, the first time I came to Mr. A on Hood Night, you was the DJ.
Yeah.
Man, it was sardine up in that platform. We was in there like, woo! I'm like, man, it was fired up, man. What was that little era like, and how long what was your duration in terms of being in that position? Because man, it was, and that was like on a Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
The promotion was on the radio.
Yeah, because I was like, how they get a Monday crunk like that?
Y'all promotion was good.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the radio ads. They were crunk, man. They had so much energy with those.
Yeah. So what was that like during that stretch? How long did you do Hood Night and just for it to pop off like that, man? That was crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, I started off when the second wave of Hood Night came. I was the DJ there because at first the big night was Friday nights, which was Zydeco with J. Paul. That's actually how I ended up being on some of J. Paul projects. So yeah, me and J. Paul kind of started that whole rap on Zydeco stuff at Mr. A's.
Come on.
But that was the thing. That was the night that was the most popular then. And then they decided to come back with Hood Night with Chris.
Right.
And so that was a 19-year run of me over there at Mr. A's.
Man, you DJed at Mr. A's for 19 years?
And I want to say, too, that is probably the longest running theme night in Houston, because most themes, like, they'll have a Thirsty Thursdays over here or whatever. The longest something like that usually run is 6 to 18 months, but Hood Night been going on for, I want to say, 15 years straight at least.
Bro, that might be the longest tenure as a DJ in one particular. I know you was DJing other places too, but in one particular venue, probably in Houston. I can't think of no other DJ. I know maybe some cats at LaShawn, some hole in the wall spots that had
Maybe
Jeff.
I don't know how long he did.
At Carroll, yeah. You were top 5 then.
Yeah.
You got to be.
But I yeah, definitely. And for it to have a successful night that long, that's definitely a testament to an extent. And I definitely had, my hand on the night being what it is. And it's still going right now, and they still having success now. But I definitely, put my fingerprint on my tenure and the things I did throughout that time, and including breaking records and creating events and memorable nights for people.
Yeah. Man, so we gonna, since you said breaking records,
MC with me,
and that's where I was going to, because
let's get to the breaking records.
But I'm gonna preface it with this: you are one of the people who I would put in the top 3 to 5 that since 2015, definitely before, but 2015 is the year we lost Wicked Cricket.
Mm-hmm.
You one of the top people that have always kept his name circulate. You always throwing his name out there for people who know as a remembrance and people who might not know. So before we get into that, what was your relationship like with cricket when did we meet OG Wicked Cricket, and what kind of impact did he have on you?
Well, that's a very answering that question could say all night.
I got it.
Because from the way we met to the way that many different directions our relationship ended up taking, it's like it's a lot of ways and a lot of, I could go on and on about that, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna just kind of be as brief as possible. I met him as an artist, him doing showcases and stuff like that before I even DJ'd anywhere. And I was young then, I want to say 15 or something like that, when we first ran into each other, when he was the one bringing people up on the stage and stuff like that, and seeing how he was revered, among the people in the underground even then. And, I've seen situations like I saw y'all interact with each other at different entity. This was before even, I was DJing or being taken serious as an artist or anything like that. This was just me trying to get my feet wet seriously in the game. And then as time evolved, we kept running into each other. And then, we got real close as I started doing more community service stuff when I started being a DJ, because that was always something big with me as being a DJ. Is I always did a lot of community related stuff too. So I had toy drives, I did school supply drives. I did things during Harvey. I did things during the big flood they had in Greenspoint. I did a lot of different stuff, so we ran into each other a lot through that, which, our relationship got, even closer. But then when he came and started being an MC at Mr. A's for Hood Night, we got even closer, because basically
side by side.
Yeah, we started seeing each other every Monday. So, we started cracking jokes with each other, because a lot of times he would end up coming in with something the same color as what I would have on. I'd be like, you've been looking in my window, G. It's like, nah, I'm the OG. You've been looking in my window. And so we would crack little jokes with each other, whatever. And then we would cap about how the speaker system need to be better. We'd be laughing about different stuff, or how the restroom was tore up, or how this person did that. And we'd be cracking jokes back and forth with each other, and he'd be telling me different things. And that's even how I ended up finding out about him being sick, was in the DJ booth, because he showed me his, medical paperwork and all that kind of stuff. So,
man. Now let's get into it, man, because recently we had a situation online where this whole DJ argument popped off between what should a DJ be doing for the artist, and the DJ saying what do the artists need to be doing for themselves and the DJ. So it was Ron C, Smackwater, and I saw that you was involved in it as well, just getting it into it. Now, when I first saw it pop off, I think I saw Smackwater's video first. No, I'm going by who I saw first. I saw Smack first going in. So I'm watching Smack, me being a rapper. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, man, the DJ need to do this and they need to do that. Then I saw Ron C's rebuttal to Smack,
Mm.
and Ron C said a lot of stuff that I didn't look at it from that angle. I was like, okay, I kind of understand that too.
Yeah.
And then Too Deep come in and he throwing in jabs and getting and making some great points as well. So I want to go into that I don't care about how I got started because it's an age-old conversation.
Mhm.
But what's your view on it as you looked at those two guys kind of spark it off, and then how did you view it?
Well, that whole thing actually started with me and Smack.
Okay.
Yeah, and after it went on for X amount of time, so it was like at least I want to say 4 or 5 different exchanges between me and Smack before Ron C spoke up.
Okay.
Well, of course, you know, OG Ron C being who he is, you know, when he speak, people gonna definitely, you know, see him because, you know, he had.
What was you and Smack's discrepancy, I guess, or what were the differences that y'all would have?
Well, I actually kind of have 2 discrepancies from that entire exchange, and me and Smack, you know, good now. We didn't really have a problem then. We just had difference in opinion. One of the things that I said around that time is, you know, because people was looking at like me and him might get into, you know, a physical altercation. I'm just saying, in actuality, what it really is y'all used to seeing men disagree like girls. You seeing men disagree like men, and you seeing masculinity be displayed, and you think it must be finna be a fight.
Right.
But in actuality, you done seen your uncles do this before watching football. Nigga, them Dallas Cowboys ain't nothing. And they not finna fight. But at the same time, you know, they got a certain way
they standing on it.
Yeah, they got a certain way that they posture when they standing on what they standing on.
Right.
And y'all not used to that. Y'all used to seeing men, you know, be passive aggressive, throwing shit in the air and hope you catch it and all that. And he don't come from that, and I most definitely don't come from that.
Right.
So, you know, that's what that was. But the main thing about all of it was beyond people not understanding what a DJ job really is there needs to be a differentiation made when you're talking about the most, what I would view as the most viewed forms of visual content for our community specifically, but people in general. So I say there's 3 categories. There's journalists. These are the people that have some kind of study. They did some kind of toolage. They got a certain criteria. They approach stories with a certain type of objectivity. They got a scientific method. If they find out they're wrong, they feel obligated to print a retraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Them people. Then you have podcasters. They don't necessarily research stories, but they bring stories that are already out there to light to a different audience, and they give their perspectives, letting you know that they are not the people doing the research. They're the people just giving a perspective. And then you got what I call niggas with microphones.
And cameras.
So these people are people who don't go by any rules other than, can I get views? And so they don't care about accuracy. They don't care about
integrity, man.
Misrepresenting anything to the people. They don't have a code of ethics that they go by other than, can I trigger you to watch me long enough to get a view?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily say that they need to be did away with, but they need to be looked at as, in my mind, NWM, niggas with microphones, is EPO, entertainment purposes only. Because right now we're looking at all 3 categories as journalists, and that's creating problems, because one of the things that was said during that interview is that, well, you know, Screw didn't really DJ clubs like that.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with stuff like that is, if I'm a young DJ, let's say I'm
And who said that?
20, Smack said that.
Okay.
This is on a platform called High Thoughts TV.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And they was talking about the state of the DJ culture, and they were saying how we don't really have a street DJ to represent us, and how TikTok is better DJs than a lot of these cats, and ain't nobody trying to break no records and all that. And that's kind of how it started, because I stuck my hand up as to say, well, you know, hey, you know, I kind of been doing that my entire career, you know, I'm still here, you know, whatever. And it was like, then it turned into a thing where they was moving the goalposts. And I think that the people who were mainly speaking towards me or toward the situation at the time was thinking because they have larger platforms that at some point I was going to concede. And so they kept moving the goalposts. Then it got to be, well, I'm talking about people like Ron C, DJ Screw, and Michael Watts. You comparing yourself to them? And then so I kindly showed a video of me giving music, Watts coming up to me at Hood Night and asking me for music and asking me to send him songs. And then it got to it kept going, and then that's when Ron C came in. And then it was like, okay, so Ron C telling you wrong. And then it got to the point where he started showing a video of Watts saying something about how people not supporting the artists and all of that. And it's like, and it got to the point where it looked like the only people that you agree with is people that then passed away and can't tell you that you're wrong. But even the DJ that you was comparing me to is telling you you're wrong. So it's like it got to a point where I was like, okay, you know what? You're gonna keep going, even though you know you're wrong, or you don't have a leg to stand on from a factual standpoint. Everywhere you trying to move to, then you're saying, well, ain't nobody playing Scarface. Scarface don't make the kind of music that people at camp want to hear. It don't mean people don't listen to Scarface. I play Scarface all the time. It's like he kept moving the goalposts, and it got to the point where I just said, you know what? I got $1,000. Let's debate. We can go to Exotic Pop. They can set it up with Rap Economics. We can get on whatever platform you want. You bring your information, I'm gonna bring mine. Whoever is right, the other person's gonna come off $1,000. I'm gonna give 500 of it to whatever charity you want to give it to. But we finna get to the data, because all this, because you got more viewers or because you can get all riled up, like, let's start getting back to what the facts are. Because with a lot of these people is and it's bigger than Smack. I don't have nothing against Smack, but I do feel a certain way about how people can just impress views on impressionable people without any kind of facts or data or criteria for what they saying. Even with these lists of top 10, who the top 10 rappers and all, who are these people making the list?
Yeah.
And
what qualifies them?
And it's an individual opinion. So you got millions of people who have listened to a rap record. So they have every right to formulate whatever list but that list is going to be shaped by their era, by their preferences. So I would never argue with your list. I would never argue with, because in my mind, I'm like, I can look at it and go, but I would be crazy to argue with it.
Yeah.
Well, I always have two questions when I see these lists. One, what's the criteria? Two, who are the people judging the criteria? Because that's kind of like the categories between the journalists and the niggas with the microphones and the podcasters. I'm gonna, and for my personal taste, I'm gonna know how to look at this list by this thing. Yeah. If I know what the criteria is, if the criteria is for say, like album sales, I know album sales will be finessed. So if you're gonna base it off of album sales, then I know what matters to you, but I kind of also know how to look at your list too. Yeah. And then I'm looking at also to who is the person that's judging this list, because if you grew up on Shake Your Laffy Taffy, then I also know how to look at this list.
Right.
And it ain't to say that your list shouldn't be your list. Whatever your list is your list. Yeah. But I know what's important on my list.
But you know what?
And I know not to expect me out of you if I know, okay, you base it on how many people then got shot in a video, and you base it on they jail record, and to me, your hottest rapper is Sexy Red. So I know how to look at your list now.
And also, too, getting back to the list, because we're going to go back into the DJ thing. Some people create a list strictly for shock value, strictly for the conversation to rile somebody up, to say, like, they'll put a certain rapper that you know, it'll be Lil Doodoo who we know what kind of music he make, and then right under him you got Rakim. You know, so you
That's
know
corny to
that
me,
they
though.
setting you up. They trying to aggravate you. You know, so it's the same thing.
That all come from that space of niggas with
But
microphones.
you took the thought out of my mind.
That be the whole
The
thing.
same concept is of, okay, I got to do something to generate this controversy to bring attention to whatever my platform
How
is.
about just be real good at what you do?
Yeah.
How about that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with good ass raps being the gimmick?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Good acting.
Let me be devil's
funny
advocate.
jokes. What's wrong with that?
I
Good
agree
singing.
with you, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. For some people who authentically put that list together, that is the good rap.
Yeah.
In their mind. Like, that's the good rap, because you can take a 23-year-old right now, and it's a good chance they've never even heard of Cool G rap. They say, man, you heard of Cool G rap? Who is that? I don't know who it is. I don't know who Cannabis is, or Rakim. So their reality speaks to who they hear. Like you say, the Laffy Taffy or whatever. They like, when I was coming up, when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, that was it. So in their mind, they like, we ride with that.
Yeah, I guess I could understand that to an extent, but I've just, when it comes to certain types of rap, I've never seen anybody 10 years from now, like, so say for example, let me think of.
Cause I do it.
When you think about a lot of these rappers, right? Like, and you think back into why you listen to their music. I remember you had a line where you said something about kick so much ass in July that August was scared to come. And you go and you tell your partner, you like, nigga, that nigga said kick so much ass in July and August was scared to come, nigga. Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, think about that. That's what you're telling your partner when you know, I don't see nobody. Nigga, that nigga said, girl, shake your Laffy Taffy, nigga. That nigga said, dun-dun-dun. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see nobody who was listening to that then going back and being like, bro, you heard what he said?
The longevity and the impactfulness. Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, no question about
but
it.
I think that's because we come up from that golden era. And you was so much.
I'm saying even people from that era, I've never seen like the kind of music that I'm thinking is like the sheen of music where you can listen to it right now and then like you can wash it one time and you gotta throw it away because it ain't no good no more. Like that, all the sheen music, nobody's going back and saying like, man, I remember when this first dropped, man. This was that era, man. Remember the line when he said this and that? It's like when I think about all my favorite rappers, I can think of lines from every one of them, and I could be like, man,
yeah.
think about the concept. Nigga, Nas got a line in this song called Echo. He say, research me. I was never, what he said, research me. You'll see I was never playing. I'm who babies was talking to, and you don't know what they saying.
Man, who?
Nigga, CeeLo, you ain't a nigga cause you black. You a nigga cause of how you act.
Yeah.
But you don't want me to tell you the truth, so I'ma lie to you, make it sound fly to you.
Right.
These are the lines that make these people who they are in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just don't see anybody like who try to validate these people coming back 5 years, 10 years from now and being like, man, you remember when he said I shot up 800 people and then I threw away the clip and I ran and the laws didn't catch me and then nobody ever came. I never went to jail and nothing. Like, I don't see them coming back with them like that.
Yeah,
like how we do.
That's systemic too.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Let me ask you this. The way that people are producing music now is totally different than in that time too as well. Now they just pull on the song, vibe, put the head low and say, I'm gonna vibe out and just whatever come out, come out. Now, will we get there with this way? Some people like how the youngsters right now are formulating their songs and making songs. I think the whole vibe is different than it was back then.
Oh yeah, it's most definitely different, and I don't think that necessarily by accident either. But it's most definitely different.
Yeah, it's definitely systemic. They try to dumb us down years ago.
There are people who are sticking to the traditional criteria.
No doubt.
It's just that they don't get as much mainstream media push.
Suppression.
A lot of times when I hear people say ain't no good rap out there, to
Yeah.
me, what they really saying is I get all my music from mainstream media.
Come on.
Yeah.
Cause there's people that's spitting that's really doing it. It's just that a lot of times, and it's people that's being authentic and talking about real topics too, but they not gonna be the ones you get to see when you turn on your TV or hear on the radio or get the mainstream media push. Not gonna get pushed by YouTube or be the ones performing at the Super Bowl or anything like that. You gotta look at even from back in the game. Think about it, like Public Enemy, for example. You don't really hear them on the radio, even on the old school stations, and they sold out stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They went multi-platinum, and you don't hear them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's by accident.
No, it ain't by accident.
Just
See-
like I don't think Sexy Red is an accident.
No. It's all systemic and agenda driven to dumb us down. And to your point, when people say, "Well, man, ain't no more good rap no more," my thing is, you not looking, you're not searching. So if you're in the grocery store and you on the aisle with the spaghetti and the macaroni, and you never leave that aisle, you can't be complaining because you can't find the apples.
Yeah.
You haven't left this aisle to explore the rest
No,
of
they
the
want
store.
somebody to come bring them.
Yeah,
that.
right.
That's
It's not gonna happen.
That was my question. That was gonna be my next question. Cause nowadays it seems like, tell me what you think it is. Cause usually the DJ is the one that's supposed to come around and bring you that apple. And he's like, well, you could, a lot of times if you don't know it, the DJ be the one that be like, man, look, be a hold of this. I would have never heard of Hot Boys if it wasn't for Screw. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
No.
what do you think today where they say YouTube is the new DJ?
Who you done said that to a real DJ, bro?
Yeah, it's the same thing when people say TikTok is the new DJ. It's like, tell me one Houston song that broke on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell me
everybody
one Houston
uploaded
song.
to it.
Yeah, everybody upload,
Yeah.
but tell me one song that we know because of YouTube from Houston. Tell me one song that we know in Houston because of TikTok. Because even when, here's the thing about all, and that goes even to the bloggers,
Mhm.
to the playlists and everything else. And it's not to take away from what they add to the culture, but it's to say this: you could be the hottest on the blog, the hottest on TikTok. If it don't translate to some DJ playing you somewhere,
Mhm.
you have not completed the mission.
Yeah.
And I've played stuff off of TikTok before because that was one of the discussions that was said in that interview that got everything jumped off. But I've played things from TikTok before. So the thing about it, nobody that was talking on that platform was a DJ.
Yeah.
So they don't know what it's like for somebody to be hyping up a song or an artist, and when you play that person or you play that song to not get a response, and it's like, this is who they was hyping up. So I played sounds off of TikTok in the club, and it did not register in the club. Everybody turned around and looked at me like, why the fuck were you playing TikTok in the club?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about that stuff is when you go across the music in TikTok or YouTube, you be like, I never heard of this dude, but it's freaking 33 million views on this thing. Like, how did I miss this?
Well, a lot of times that's bot forms too. See, that's
Speak
the
on
thing.
that.
You gotta, like, way before all of this stuff happened with Kendrick and Drake, I was telling people that it's some kind of finesse is going on. Cause you gotta, I would always look at it like this, right? You got a Drake video. The Drake video is 3 minutes long. It's been out 2 minutes. It already got 2 million views. How? It's 3 minutes long. It's only been out 2 minutes.
Yeah, the math no add up. Yeah, but you know what I say about that when you talk about the bots and all that. I've seen videos that will have 800,000 views and 5 comments.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. And if that many people watched it, you mean to tell me only 5 people saw fit to speak on it in the comment? That's what leads me to be like, nah, this is rigged.
I want to let you in on a secret. Rappers on social media, people who really do this, we can tell that you bought your followers. We can tell that you bought your likes. We can tell. I can tell because what the type of person I am is. First off, one of the dead giveaways is you have 250,000 followers, and when you do a show, you can't get 25 people to show up.
Mm.
But even outside of that, it's like, I'm going to go, somebody, okay, you got all these followers, and I go look at a post. I'm going to go click and see who liked it. So when I go look and see that, okay, this one got a cat for the
Yeah.
this one don't have a profile picture. This one ain't got no posts. This one ain't got no followers. This don't, like, after a while, it's like, oh, I see what's going on.
This one said, "Congratulations, son. I love you." His mama put that one up there. Yeah. But that all that are indications of, like you say, how people can rig this stuff up. But to me, you don't benefit nothing from that as an artist. I would. That's something I would never do. If my organic love only equals out to 200 views, then so be it.
Yeah.
I don't want a fake million just over a real 200, because it's that fake million is still not going to benefit me. If somebody looks at it and say, "Oh, you got 1 million views," okay, you still might not like my song. It still may not make you purchase it. I need to know that whatever I get is coming from a place of real love and support,
And people that appreciate
and
it.
that rock with it. Because I gotta look myself in the mirror. I can't be running around there thinking when I knowing I'm not doing it for real.
Yeah.
And knowing but this is what I wanted to go into, because when that exchange was taking place, and like I said, when Smack it's a lot of what Smack was saying I was agreeing with, and I was coming from a place as an artist, but when they talk about, the paying the DJs and all that. But Ron C said some things too, and I was like, but I understand that too. How do you stand on DJs who feel like the artist should give them something, contribute? But see, 'cause these DJ coalitions are different from individual DJs who, back in the days, I could slip this cat $50 and I can get some action for him. 100, I really get some action. But I want to, from both points, as an individual and as from a coalition, they might say, man, I need 5 racks and I can get you going.
Well, see, first off, it's a lot of things that are not understood about what it takes to be a DJ and being a record-breaking DJ.
Okay.
One of the things, like we talked about on the phone, is that every DJ not a record-breaking DJ. It's not a given that it's a DJ job to play new music. It's a given the only job of the DJ. So just like, for example, there's promoters that think it's the DJ's job to bring people. It's not my job to make people come.
Yeah.
It's my job to make sure they don't leave. And it's also not my job to play new music. It's my job to keep the party live so they don't leave.
Right.
That's my job.
Right.
And just like I've said in previous interviews, nobody goes to the club with the mindset, yeah, man, I can't wait to get here and hear 10 songs I ain't never heard before.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to jam out to what they.
So you got to
gonna
understand,
get them
just
going.
like, okay, let's say you here to get your song played, right? You don't understand, you don't get, there's 9 more of you that already came up here.
Man.
Keep in mind, my job, the club is a sing-along to music.
Yeah.
Sing-along with alcohol. I came here to drink and act out my favorite artists.
Right.
So when Keisha Cole come on, she Keisha Cole right now.
I'm singing it with her. Yeah.
When Beyonce come on, I'm Beyonce right now.
Yeah.
When Riding on Foes come on, I know exactly what to do.
Right.
When Southside come on, I know exactly what to do. When you come on,
I don't know what to do.
as jamming as you are, I don't know your voice and I don't know this song. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you hear something like this most of the time in the club.
So imagine 10 of them. Now imagine you coming to the club it's your birthday. Imagine 5 of them back to back.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
It's your birthday party.
Yeah, that's crazy. You ain't gonna get upset.
First off, you paid to get in.
Yeah.
Do you give a fuck about some new music right now? Or you give a fuck about, man, my people wanna what's that shit, Boots on the Ground, right?
Yeah.
Man, can you play Boots on the Ground?
Yeah.
DJ, man, I gave you $10. That's my favorite DJ, man. That's what they there for.
Yeah.
The vast majority out of, let's say it's 1,000 people in the club, 985 of them are there for that.
Yeah. You know how many times I have seen in my lifetime where I go back in the days when the DJ would take a chance, but where somebody put a song, the club rocking, and somebody put a song on that people don't know, and everybody on the DJ booth there, with everybody on the dance floor go.
Exactly. You ain't never heard no. Now imagine how many times have you ever heard "Kill the DJ"?
I've heard
Now imagine being a DJ.
The sound man.
Imagine being a DJ.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Kill the DJ. Shoot the DJ.
Yeah.
Man, open the DJ. All that. So first,
Stop playing your cousin, nigga.
I personally don't believe, and it's gonna be semi-controversial. I personally don't believe there's anything wrong with payola.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because I believe that anybody doing a concerted effort, that's considered work, and everybody should be paid for their work.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that, hey, you know what, K. Reno, you my dog. I played you one time, you know, whatever. People kind of messing with it. I might, you know, play it here and there a little bit. It's another thing for me to say, you know what, K. Reno, every Monday night, I'm going to play your song between 10 and 11 o'clock, and I'm going to, because this is how I would do it. When I play it, you ain't got to be there.
Right.
You know how you going to know I played it? Because somebody going to copy me.
Yeah.
I'm finna record it when I play it on live on Instagram, and I'm going to show you the crowd. So not only do you get to see that I did play it and what time I played it, you're going to get to see what the crowd really did. So that way you can't say, man, I'm telling you, they was feeling it. He just ain't want to play it no more. You seen it was looking like an oil painting in this hole when I played it. You seen they ran off the stands for like a fire drill.
Right.
You saw for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other part is I'm going to tell you from the beginning what I think it's going to do. Because I'm going to play it for the first time while you standing right there. First thing I'm going to do is say, bring it to the club. If you can't bring it to the club, we ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Right.
Because if you ain't going to drive 10 minutes, I know you ain't going to fly to Atlanta.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, they might. See, that's how sometimes we be so wired up. We'll fly to Atlanta, but we won't ride down the street to let Too Deep or some other DJ, you know, because we feel like going away is the bigger validation, you know, something along them lines.
Yeah, but part of how you become an artist worth people paying from their check and scheduling a day and getting their hair done and buying an outfit, part of how you become an artist where people doing all that for you is the hood nights and the carols and the open mics and the showcases and the 10-minute down the street and rapping in front of a bunch of other rappers. That's where you refining your artist so that when you get on the stage, you actually give people something to look at instead of like a lot of people who y'all trying to call rappers who just basically doing karaoke on stage right now.
You said something big just now that I was thinking in my mind. You said you would let the artist know what you think the song can be, like the potential of, and that's all I would want from a DJ. I would look at, because I think an artist should come at a DJ with a degree of humility to say, well, man, I got this single. I think it can really do something. What do you think? You've been DJing 15 years, 20 years. What do you think? And if you listen to my song and you say, on the cool, man, I think this one can do a little something. Now I have to ask you, okay, so how can we work together? What steps do I need to take in order for you to, I guess, break this record? And if it requires me, you say I'm going to play it every month, then I don't have a problem slipping you something. You know, I may not be in the bracket where I can give some DJ click $10,000. You know, that's something that came along in recent years. But like you said, a hood club can't break a song and spread it, because different people are coming.
The most long-lasting song, especially in rap, starting the hood club every time. Like most of the time, the songs that end up like broke through the radio, they have a time and then they die down. But the song that's made in the club, they never die.
Yeah, no phone.
So so let's say, for example, with Webby, right? Independent was a song they pushed on the radio.
Yeah.
You don't really hear Independent in the club no more. But like Give Me That and Like That, you play any one of them songs from Webby right now and they still go off like they brand new.
Yeah. So in the end, to be clear, in the end, did you lean more towards Ron C's perspectives or more towards Smackwater's perspective? Or did you follow somewhere?
Well, again, the whole conversation started with me and Smack.
You and Smack, yeah. Right.
So Ron C came into it with initially agreeing with points I had made.
Okay, gotcha.
And then he had made other points outside of that I was in agreement with him on.
Okay.
But of course, we definitely both in agreement because we both have a certain experience in being DJs.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing that everybody that was trying to chime in on it. First off, some of the people who was chiming in on it were people who were unsuccessful at getting DJs to play their music.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's part of it too. It's like, because, so for example, right, you have different conferences and events where artists are put in situations to be able to talk to music professionals and executives and ask questions and, network, things of that nature. You know what the vast majority of most artists want to do? Rap and leave.
That's a fact.
That's the showcases now.
Nobody wants to. So, for example, I use this for example. I'm the VP of Coalition DJs here in Houston, the Houston chapter. Shout out to Paradise, she the president, and we have an event called New Music Mondays. Our anniversary is actually coming up May 4th, so y'all come check us out at that. But we have an event we do once a month called New Music Monday. It's an opportunity for the artists and the DJs to be in the building. The artists get to perform. The DJs get to see them. They develop their own networks. There's content creators. All this going on, in one room, right? And we had one event where we had a manager's panel. So we had Miss Megan from TSF. We had Heavy, who was like
Manager.
Bash and Slim Thug manager. We had 3 other managers. We had Diamond. We had Mexican Connected. We had Bonafide.
Okay.
And none of the artists asked them any questions or gave them any music.
It's crazy.
But see, in those situations is where you get to say stuff like, hey, what am I supposed to do to get my music to the DJs?
Yeah.
And then somebody can tell you, well, first off, you don't go at 12 o'clock.
Right.
At prime time, when I got 10 requests people want me to play. The owner is saying, make sure you announce what we're doing next Saturday. Hey, call this white Ferrari in the front. It's got everybody blocked in. Call Slick. All this going on, and you trying to introduce yourself to me.
Yeah. Right.
So what you really should be doing is coming early. Come around 9 or 10 when I'm setting up. Nobody's talking to me then. That's the perfect time.
Right.
And then let's not have an hour-long conversation, 5 or 10 minutes at best. We get contacts. We talk outside the club.
Right.
We get to build a real relationship instead of this whole idea that because you decide to rap, I'm obligated to play you.
The
reality of
entitlement.
it is in the last couple of times I done been in the club since I've stopped DJing Hood Night, they still playing the same music I was playing.
Yeah.
That tells me right out the gate, the crowd don't necessarily care if we ever play anything new.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this too.
There is a way to approach DJs to get what you want. And one of the first things you should be asking yourself is, what is that way? Now, if you operating under those principles and you still not getting no action, then maybe you can start asking certain questions about who it is you're dealing with. But if you not approaching right in the first place, you can't expect to get what you want.
And see, that's where I was going, because when I said an artist got to come to the DJ with humility, I forgot to mention that humility got to be reciprocated by the DJ as well.
Most definitely.
And a lot of times you got some
and it is
guys
some whole ass niggas that's DJs
come on,
too.
man.
That'll
make you be like,
it is some. But at the same time, don't you be the make sure.
No, absolutely.
Make sure it's not your fault.
Absolutely.
Like if you, and I'm not saying you supposed to be. Here's another thing. A lot of people of a certain age bracket think of things like introducing themselves as the equivalent of kissing ass.
They're not. No.
And that's not the same thing. It's one thing to be overly compensating because of somebody's status. It's another thing to be saying, hey, my name is DJ Too Deep, I'm a Houston rapper from Trinity Garden. I got this song called Trinity Garden Drop, man, and it's really been working in my neighborhood. I wanted to see what it would take to get you to play it.
Right.
Could you like listen to it before the club started? Maybe give me an idea of something you could work with.
Nothing wrong
and
with
what
that.
we gotta, they think that they call that ass kissing.
Yeah. Well,
when your mind think like that, of course you ain't gonna know how to talk with nobody.
right. Yeah, it's a balance. It's definitely a balance because I'm flashing back. I've dealt with DJ and I've seen DJ. And then keep in mind, I'm talking about, you correct me if I'm wrong because you the DJ.
And I'm also an artist
levels.
too.
It's 3 levels. Exactly.
So I've
both
been the person going to the DJ. That's the thing that anybody who ever got something to contest what I'm saying, the thing that so let me lay a couple of things down.
Okay.
First off, I've been rapping since I was 3, writing my own rhymes since I was 5. Most of the people who bring me music, I out-rhyme them. I have 30, 40 songs I could play in my hard drive of me. So if I was all about being egotistical, I could be playing me in all these places.
Right.
I barely play Trinity Garden Drop, and that's my song. We got on the radio and didn't pay nobody. We got on Street Play, we didn't pay nobody. First time I seen my video, I was in jail. So legal aspects of the music business I went to school for. Talent management I went to school for. Audio engineering. I took vocal classes. Have you ever sung in German in the auditorium? I have. Have you ever sung in Italian in the auditorium? I have.
Right.
So you see about the craft.
So when you come and bring your song to me, I have something different to say other than it's whack. I can tell you, hey, they need to cut out some of the low mids in your vocals so you peak out over the bass line. I can't hear you when the bass hit.
Right.
You should shorten the intro. The intro too long. This line right, this verse should be first. You put this verse because you got that line right there. When you say this, the beat should drop. And when you do that, it's gonna carry you for the rest of the song.
I'm big on
I have different things I can give you, but when you come at 12 o'clock, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. I want you to help me out with this because I think of DJing on 3 levels. If it's more, you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You have the radio guy who works at the radio station, who it's his job. He may not necessarily even have the ear. He's just a guy who plays the records, who plays whatever's on the playlist. You have the club DJ who he's fully immersed in what needs to be, what he's connected to the crowd and all that. But you also have the guy that's that house DJ, how Screw came up, guys who just was making tapes and at Daryl Scott, guys like that did break records based on what they liked in the neighborhood, or who even guys who were mainstream. I look at those 3. If it's more, you let me know. But I also think that all of those guys are not obligated to do the same things. They do their things differently. So if we put I used to put an onus on the radio guy to break my record.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a mistake that I made. Like, I can't take my record to 97.9 and say, hey man, you're supposed to break my record. You a DJ. No, you work at the radio station. You just play what they tell you. I could get that job.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. But if I go to the club or the hood guy that's doing it out his house, I feel like I got a better shot. How do you feel about that? You agree or disagree with that?
Well, all the different categories that you named are valid categories, but I actually did a 3-part article in a magazine about this very subject, and my categories were different. You got sucker DJs, you got DJs, you got record-breaking DJs.
What's the first one you said?
Sucker DJ.
Oh, sucker DJ. I thought you said Southern DJ. Okay.
So a sucker DJ is somebody who they are basically DJ in name only. They know certain buttons.
Right.
They may have a certain collection of music, but they don't really care about the craft. They'll take any kind of money to get the gig because they really more concerned about being seen and being called a DJ and the girls seeing them and getting a bar tab and stuff like that.
You are a radio personality. You're a personality. Yeah.
So not even so much that. It's just, so for example, I've been in spots where the DJ only getting paid $75 and a $50 bar tab, but he playing off a mix CD and he just letting the CD roll. Like he can't play nothing. You can't go request nothing.
Right. It is what it is. It's on there. What's on there?
Yeah. So it's like, so technically he's not even a DJ because DJs go from song to song. He ain't doing nothing but press and play.
Yeah. And a DJ can feel the mood.
And
I was gonna play this, but nah, I didn't play that.
Do none of that.
Right,
What
right,
he had going on.
right.
So then you got DJs. These are people that they care about the art, the craft, the audience. They learn techniques. They have a certain level of skill, and they're really concerned about being true to the art as well as being pleasing to the audience.
Yeah.
Now these people are not record breakers though.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Then you got record breaking DJs. They got the same criteria as the regular DJs, but they also pride themselves on introducing new music. If you put 100 DJs in the room, maybe 15 of them is that.
Because my thing is,
and one of the
that's how you build your name.
No, not necessarily, because there's a lot of DJs that's known super well and they ain't introduced nobody.
I ain't talking about the personalities. I'm talking about the hood DJ. The hood DJ built his name by the Juju got that record, and he the one spun that thing and got it hot like that. I still feel like it's a place for that. That's where I agree with, like, hey man, now some of y'all still should be rooted in the mindset of, I want to be the one to lay claim to be the one that broke that record. You know, but
there are still a lot of us, but there are also those among us that's like, we don't want to be sleeping in our car.
But see, it's like a thin line.
There's only, like, you can't pay bills with I broke that record. See that be the thing, is like, and that's even with some of the newer DJs, they are the results of watching that happen to older DJs. Like, you live in I use this for example, right? When T.I. put his first record out, I'm Serious. And he ended up, dope album, ended up getting dropped from Atlantic. When he got dropped from Atlantic, what he did was he got with a DJ. They started hitting the chitlin circuit. He started putting out mixtapes. Who was that DJ?
DJ Toon.
Was him?
I don't know that shit.
Exactly. We don't know.
Right. See, but
now understand. Hold on. Now he done got Grammys. He done been in movies with Denzel and all of that. We don't know where that DJ is.
But is that the DJ's fault, or is that the artist's fault for not bringing that guy up?
Well, my
mind frame is,
you're making it my job to make you a millionaire.
Well,
basically, what you're doing when you telling me to break your song, it's my job to make you a millionaire. It's not your job to make sure that I get a piece of that million, to at least say not only thank you, or even if, forget thank you, if I really believed in you, right? And you didn't have nothing and I didn't have nothing, and my effort had a lot to do with you getting to the place where you have something. Even if you selfish, it makes sense for you to try to lift me up too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If something ever happens, I'm right here with you.
Man.
Okay, you made $5 million. I got 200,000. I made good investments. I built it up to $1 million. A big scandal came out with the radio. None of the radio people want to play you. I'm a DJ. I done made myself to $1 million. I can give you 100,000. And you know what? I know 20 other DJs around the country. We gonna get together and we gonna support you.
Right.
The radio is what the radio. It's like I used to tell people, even with Beat King, like people used to, man, I want to get a feature from Beat King. I want to get a track from Beat King. Like, if I would pay for anything from Beat King, I would pay to get on his DJ list. Walk me into your DJs. Because that's the cheat code to this rap stuff.
Right.
Rap and R&B.
Network.
That's the cheat. If you have a cold DJ network, the radio could not play you. It's not gonna matter.
That don't matter.
The platforms could not support you. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
That's what was B King true power, is that he had a group of DJs that supported him regardless of whether he was with a label or not on the radio or whatever was going on. I was one of those DJs, and one of the ways that he honored that relationship is long after he was a millionaire and didn't have to come to Mr. A's no more, he was still coming.
Right. See, but that's the thing. We talking about an artist who, not to use the term forget where they come from, but to forget who helped to make them. See, my makeup is, dude, if I can look at you and legitimately say, this guy broke my record, it's no way I'm not going to bring you up. And I ain't talking about just stand next to me at the ground. I'm going to make sure that you financially. Now, everybody don't get down like that. I understand that we live in the real world, but I think that's an obligation. The same way that I feel like it's part of a DJ's obligation to say, to have the mind to want to break a record, it's definitely an artist's obligation to say, if this dude get me going, I need to bring him up, so you won't be sleeping in your car. So you won't be your stuff plug up and it ain't working because your lights cut off.
Out of all the artists I've actually had a hand in building, I got a gold plaque, my one and only gold plaque for Megan Thee Stallion single "Big Old Freak" from 1501.
Yeah.
And OG Run C had a lot to do with that. Shout out to him. But I've had a hand in a lot of different songs and a lot of different artists. I was around when they first got started, and I think that part of the old process of becoming a DJ, right, was, let's say you would be the DJ and I'm your understudy. I'm carrying crates and stuff like that. And while I'm carrying these crates, you telling me certain things like, you don't undercut the other DJs, you blah, 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 blah. Cover your labels up on it so can't nobody steal your exclusives. And you telling me all this stuff. And it used to be that same kind of dynamic with rap. Like you might be the person that's the it person right now, and I'm playing your hype man, but I'm a rapper too.
Right.
And while we going to do these shows, you teaching me stuff. Hey, hold your mic like this. You don't do this when you this and that. You don't let the DJs, make sure when you get the sound man first, because y'all got a bad relationship, this gonna happen, and that kind of stuff. So when I came in educated. That's not really happening. So it's a lot of things that nobody is understudy. It's like 1 minute I'm a drug dealer, or I'm a whatever I am, and the next minute I'm a rapper, and the idea of being anybody's understudy feels like being a peon.
Yeah.
And so I don't have anybody. I'm learning the etiquette of being a rapper or a DJ or a manager or whatever it is, this thing, because all through entertainment, the different responsibilities of being shot to shit.
Yeah.
For different the idea of what a manager is, and lots of people that's calling themselves managers right now really bill collectors. Like all you do is collect the back end. You ain't create no opportunities. Sometimes you mess up opportunities. Your artists don't even have service packs. How you a manager?
Right.
And he don't even have a clean version. What are you managing?
Yeah. So
go ahead,
Kid.
Okay. Because when you were talking about the DJ, I was just going about the DJ and the rapper holding somebody else up. When I was coming up, there used to be a thing where the DJ will usually put out his own CD or his own mixtape, and that rapper that you helped to put out will come and give you free freestyles, come and give you free songs that, sort of like DJ Drama. He'll come and let you have that whole part of it. So that'll be him giving back. Do they not do that too much no more?
Well, first off, here's the thing that I don't think most people understand. Most people are looking for the DJ to make them. What they don't understand is people make the DJ, and then the DJ make people. So, for example, the people told everybody that Daryl Scott was that man. So when Daryl Scott plays somebody's song, it gave it a different kind of light because the man was playing it.
Right.
But I mean, compensation-wise.
Hold on. Same thing with Screw. Same thing with Watts. The people made. Now, this thing, when's the last time you heard of any DJ being lifted up to say, like this is the man in the city right here. Y'all need to go support him. He play the music. I ain't heard nobody since Watts.
I haven't either. It's a new day. Yes,
and so as far as like the part that you're talking about, the dynamic of it exclusive, because people, as soon as they can record, they can throw it to the internet. The thought of I'm gonna give it to the DJ and let him be the first one playing it is not even a thought no more. And so the idea of, and then so okay, I'm gonna give him this whatever. Okay, cool. Are you even high enough in the marketplace to where that is valuable for me monetarily? Or is that an ego boost for you? Because, okay, I gave him 5 songs, but again, you can't get 20 people to show up to a show. So what favor is that to me?
Right.
That's on the low end, though. I mean, like,
and once you get your name up there, you're not giving the DJ songs before the rest
That's
of the
what I was
world.
talking about.
You're giving it to the
Yeah.
internet first.
Well, that's
That-
what I'm saying.
that
Because
was
you
the
just
question,
made
yeah.
a point. You say that's on the low end. His name ain't big enough to even for that to be a benefit
Yeah.
to you. So yeah, so
The ones that would think to do it are typically not advantageous monetarily for you to
Gotcha.
do that with. And the
Yeah.
ones that you would have a benefit from doing that with don't think of doing that. They will give a exclusive album that drop at 12 o'clock before saying, hey, Too Deep, I got these 3 songs. I'm going to let you play them for the next 2 months on your new show with Smackwater on 97.9 before I put it out online.
Yeah, and I want to get into that too, but before we go, cause we try to be as much solution based as we can.
Most definitely,
So,
too.
what, in your opinion, needs to happen to bridge this gap? Because it seems like it's night and day. Like, see, I'm one of them to the bone. I've always been like, man, the DJ need to do this. But I also had an understanding of the different types and levels of DJing, so I understand the dynamic. What do you think can be done or needs to be done where the artists and the DJs can reach a common ground that is comfortable and makes sense for both, so we not at odds with this thing moving forward?
We have created the Reset Committee, which is a group of entertainment professionals that's come together with the mindset of creating a better system and a better relationship with the DJs and the artists and all the other professionals, the promoters and the content creators and people like that, to create a more favorable situation for everybody. But in general, I think that it starts with education. It starts with DJs having an understanding of what the artists see and artists having an understanding of what the DJs see. And once you understand what it takes for me to be able to play your song, if you are a logical person, some people are not going to get it, because you got to understand there's a lot of unlabeled idiots in the world.
Yeah.
The people who rode the short bus, the people who always got in a fight when it was time to read in class, they out here with us right now, unlabeled. So, and a lot
out
of
here
them,
with us right now. Yeah.
and a lot of them end up in entertainment, believe it or not. So some people don't have the capacity to listen to reason beyond their ego. Is I need to be played, and that's all I can hear.
Because I'm me.
But there are people who are logical people, and those people need to try to learn. You should become a student of anything you want to pay you. So even if I'm just an artist, if I never DJ, never made content, never been in any movies or anything, any things I've done, right? If I was just an artist, I'm going to become a student of all the different aspects of what makes me what I want to be and gets me where I want to go. So I'm going to learn a little bit about it. So even the voice classes I took, I didn't take that because I want to sing. I took that because I make music and I wanted to be able to speak to singers in a language they understand.
Absolutely.
So I took that class so I could learn the verbiage to say, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I know how to say it in a language you understand.
Right.
But like, that was me wanting to become a student. Even when I was selling drugs, when I was selling weed, I used to get High Times magazines. I learned about it. I became a student of the thing that I want to pay me.
Right.
And a lot of people in this rap game or entertainment in general is one of the few areas where people come in and you don't know when you're supposed to get paid, where, why, how much. You don't know how to get from A to B, and you are operating solely off myth. Off of things you think. I was something your homeboy who ain't never went nowhere in music. You listen to a bunch of people that don't know, and you an opportunist to talk to people who do know. You don't have nothing to ask them, or you don't believe them.
Right. Right.
And 5 years from now, you in the same place, and I'm actually making more off of your music than you are because I get paid to DJ. You don't get paid nothing from your music.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough thing. So the show with Smackwater and DJ Too Deep,
That's gonna be hard.
how'd that come about, and what's gonna be the fundamental premise of it, and when can we start seeing that?
Okay, the show is called The Realest Show Online, period. Shout out to Smackwater. It's primarily his show. He was given the opportunity in the midst, it's funny kind of how it happened, because in the midst of us having our back and forth, people was thinking like we was like bitter enemies, rivals or whatever. But at the same time, we was disagreeing strongly online. At the same time, we was talking behind the scenes about different stuff. And one of the things he ended up saying to me is that, he respect me for standing on what I stand on, even though he believed what he believed.
That's right.
He respect me more for, sticking to my guns, basically what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And even outside of that, I was posting different mixes I was doing and stuff like that on my Instagram, and he ended up sharing it in his stories, and he added these 2 different radio stations. And I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I appreciate you, sharing it, but 979 ain't finna mess with me, because he know my history with them. So it's like,
man, you got a history with them too?
Oh yeah.
Join the gang. Yeah.
No, I'm just joking, man. I'm older now. All right, go ahead.
Now, you remember when they had the town hall meeting with Trey and all of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I was on the front row.
Okay, all right.
That's
all
when I
right.
found out you was banned. That's when I found out, all
Yo,
that.
he's in the shape, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm the only street DJ that got banned from 979.
Wow.
When all that happened, I got banned too.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Guilty by association.
Yeah. So no, it got for real. It was like when J Mac got jumped, they thought I had something to do with it.
Wow.
So when they started doing the broadcast and they started getting all this security with the they started having security to go out with the people doing the live broadcast and charging the people that was doing the live broadcast $600 on top of what they was already charging to do the broadcast for that security.
Man.
That was all based on what happened with J Mac. And they thought I had something to do with that, which I didn't, but they thought I did.
Right.
And so I ended up getting banned. They didn't want to. First, they tried to get the club owner to fire me, and when that didn't happen, then they opted for, but we gonna keep doing the commercial. We're not gonna say his name on the commercial. That didn't work because people started to stop coming to Hood Night because they wasn't hearing my name.
Yeah, Too Deep must be gone. We ain't fooling with it no more.
Yeah, so it got to the point where, when you come to the door and got the little ticket area, and you can kind of see, people started looking all over to see if they could see me.
Who is that guy?
And if they didn't see me, they would turn around.
Yeah.
And he had to tell them, no, he here. He went to the restroom or whatever, he here type of, that's what was going on. But that was all based on every night after Hood Night, when the club is over with, I'm walking the parking lot, I'm talking to people, I'm shaking hands, I'm kissing babies. Hey, how you doing? I didn't get a chance to play your request last time, or whatever, this and that. How your kids doing? I got the school supply drive coming up soon. When I have you some school paper and some tablets and stuff for your son by next week, get back with me. I'm doing this kind of thing every Monday.
Politicking. Yeah.
So, cause before I was a DJ, my first community service situation was when I was 19. Like, I've physically saved 11 lives, and 11 through like mentorship and counseling and stuff. I was a superhero way before I was a DJ. So I've always been a person of the people. And because of that, when all that stuff started happening, the people started responding how they was responding. So they ended up having to add my name back to the commercial so they could keep getting paid for the advertising.
Right.
Then fast forward to today, we end up with the show. We're the number 3 show on the website. So he added them in that video, and it was like, I was like, man, I appreciate you sharing it. But I didn't know what he had going on. But he was like, man, he was like, I was like, man, I don't know why you added these 979. They don't mess with me or whatever. But fast forward, hey man, I got this opportunity for this show at 979. I want to bring you on. And I was like, oh, okay, bet, let's go. So we ended up doing the show. We showed our first episode last week. It put us at number 3 with only 1 episode. So that involves me. It's Smack Water Show, and basically Smack being Smack, but in a podcast setting, pretty much current topics, things going on in Houston, things that's important to him. He has a co-host by the name of JB, so they kind of bounce off of each other, and then I come in with the commentary here and there, but I'm mainly there to play the music, so I play all the independent artists. So we are filling a tremendous void, not only in radio but in the city, because especially with OG Mecca Watts not being here, we one of the few people in the space doing what we doing on the music side, as far as playing independent artists that don't have a big budget.
That's what I was
that
getting
ain't
at. Yeah.
you know, tied in with certain people or whatever. It's just you got a good song. If you get me a clean version, I'ma play it, and you know, no politics involved.
Right. Beautiful, man.
And we also doing mic drops too. And one of the things that got to be said about our mic drops is our mic drops are live, meaning we're not playing the song and you lip sync.
Yeah, you gotta rap.
Sing, you gotta actually sing. If you rap, you gotta actually rap. If we get to telling jokes, you're gonna have to actually be funny.
Come on, man.
And that's one of the things that me and Smack both agreed on, and myself strongly, because one of the problems with the music is we got to start creating that differentiation between the real and the fake.
Come on, man.
Between the people who look good faking and the people who actually do this for real.
Yeah.
And so our platform is going to be pride on ourselves, because it's called the realest show online, period. So we pride ourselves on authenticity when it comes to the
Gotta
music.
live up to that.
I'm the captain of that shit when it comes to that. So, you know, we've had we started out with OG Lester Roy. Shout out to him. He was the first one. Then we had Kendrick James. We just had Lexi Gold. We had LaPat, the R&B singer. And we had a Boxx so far, but I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to you. You come show them how it's done one time.
Let's get it on.
And I'm still waiting on that song too, man. That Bet Not Said.
He want to play that song. See, boy, that will let you know they gonna be real, because it's certain songs I got. Out of all the songs I got, he picked that one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, let's get it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive in first.
Let's dance. The great Too Deep, man. We have been well educated. I mean, just like I say, man, I'm trying to see it from both sides, but you had the perspective of an artist and a DJ, and it was great insight.
Yeah, like I broke my own song. That's the thing. So I had to be the person going to the. So before I even started DJing, right, I was rapping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I've had songs way before we got to Trinity Garden Drop. So I've been the person that I talked to the DJ. Yeah, man, come at 11 o'clock. I got you. I come at 11 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. Them came. He still ain't played it. So I decided to go to the after hour, see if the after hour DJ gonna play it. I got there at 3 o'clock. Around 5:30, he finally played my song. It was maybe 15 people in there.
Yeah.
Had to go home, take a shower, go to work. Or go home, take a shower, and go to the block. Or whatever it was I had going on at the time. I've been that person. I've done the showcases. I did the open mics. I performed at Lockwood Skating Ring, where it wasn't no way in hell you was going to win if a nigga from Fifth Ward got up on that stage and said Fifth Ward. I don't give a damn how cold your rap was.
You just in there
if
working
a
out.
nigga went up there and said Fifth Ward, you lost.
You
Plain
done.
and simple.
Yeah.
So I was there when Kiki performed Southside. As soon as he said Southside, they clicked on him. I saw all of that. I was a part of every aspect of it. The Ozone Awards, when they had him out there in Miami, and me and DJ Young Sam and one of my other partners drove out there to Orlando and the Ozone Awards where they had here. Like every aspect, I took classes. I stayed up. Plane flights, eating bad food, driving for hours to learn all these things I learned, just for me to just, here you go.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want nothing. I'm good.
Right. Man. The legendary OG himself. DJ Too Deep, man. We appreciate you coming through, brother. This is great lesson, great information. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to study this one, man.
This is
I'm
good.
gonna
This
learn,
great
man.
perspectives, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
without a doubt. Well, it's your big brother, K Reno.
This your boy, Keystone.
It's the Underground Dialogue Podcast, and we are out. No paper. I didn't need no notes for you, man.
Man, it's your big brother K Reno. Look, man, the Underground Dialogue website is back in function. We back in motion, man. If y'all want Underground Dialogue Podcast merch, whatever you need, go to undergrounddialogue.com and check us out. And always make sure that every Wednesday night, y'all are checking out the Underground Dialogue Podcast right on YouTube, 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah! What's up, man? It's your big brother, K Reno. And check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue Podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business. You can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting
on the Underground Dialogue Podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it. What up, man? It's your big brother, K. Reno. I'm proud to announce that I'm a new brand ambassador to this new brand of clothing and shoes called Boxx. Y'all make sure that y'all support this. It's already available. Houston-based company, straight out the A's. Look at the quality of the packaging itself. We ain't even got to the shoes yet, man. And this is just one pair of shoes, one design. They got all kinds of dope designs of shoes that you guys can choose from. Go to boxx.biz and find your order, find what you want. Wide selection to choose from, male and female items, and I'm proud to be a part of it, man. Community workers, versatile products, Boxx, manufactured in Italy. Look at the quality of this box, man. Y'all don't know what it is. Catch y'all later on.